I did a film with an absolute idiot of a co-star. And this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable that I got screamed at.
Ryan Reynolds, the charming, quick-witted Hollywood favorite, might not be as lovable as he seems. While fans adore his sarcastic humor and effortless charm behind the scenes,
really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And everyone was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me.
Some of Hollywood's biggest names have a very different story to tell. From secret feuds to backstabbing betrayals, you won't believe the A-list stars who have publicly called him out, and the shocking words they use to describe him. So, is Ryan Reynolds really the Hollywood sweetheart we think he is? Or is he hiding a side of himself that no one dares to talk about? Let's unravel the truth. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at Ryan Reynolds the same way again. Before he was Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds was a struggling actor desperately trying to make it big in Hollywood, his big break. Green Lantern 2011, a movie that was supposed to catapult him into superhero stardom. But instead of being a career-defining moment, it turned into an embarrassing disaster. The movie bombed at the box office, critics tore it apart, and Ryan himself later admitted that it was a complete failure. But here's what most people don't know: Ryan hated working on Green Lantern from the very beginning. He reportedly clashed with the director, Martin Campbell, over creative decisions. Sources claim Ryan felt the script was weak, the CGI was awful, and the studio didn't understand what they were doing. And here's the kicker: after the film flopped, Ryan didn't just move on. Instead, he spent years publicly mocking the film, throwing the entire cast and crew under the bus just to save his own reputation. That's not exactly the best way to win over Hollywood, is it? Ryan Reynolds may seem like Hollywood's beloved golden boy, but if you take a closer look, he has more enemies than you might think. Take TimMiller, who played Weasel in the Deadpool movies.
Cathartic.
As if I'm Weasel.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So he was like, you know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real movie.
So he's riffed.
The whole crew was acting weird.
Miller has publicly stated that working with Ryan Reynolds was a nightmare. He described him as horrifically mean and claimed that Ryan took his sarcastic humor way too far. And then there's Hugh Jackman. We all love their playful feud, but behind the humor, there's a real power struggle. Jackman was the king of Fox's Marvel universe until Deadpool blew up, and suddenly Ryan became the new fan favorite. While they act like best buddies, sources claim the competition between them is real. Oh, and don't forget Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Ryan and The Rock have worked together on multiple projects, but insiders say they don't exactly get along off camera. The Rock reportedly doesn't appreciate how Ryan dominates the spotlight, and let's be honest, The Rock doesn't like playing second fiddle to anyone. So, while Ryan may seem like Hollywood's most likable guy, not everyone in the industry is buying into the act. Now, let's talk about something that even Ryan's biggest fans might not know. Did you know that Ryan Reynolds allegedly leaked the test footage of Deadpool in 2014? Here's the backstory. After Green Lantern flopped, Ryan was desperate for another superhero role, and he knew that Deadpool was his ticket to redemption, but Fox wasn't convinced. The studio thought the character was too risky, too violent, too unpredictable. So, mysteriously, the now famous Deadpool test footage was leaked online, and guess what? Fans went crazy. The internet exploded with excitement, and Fox was basically forced to greenlight the movie. To this day, Ryan denies that he leaked the footage. But come on, who had the most to gain? It was a bold move, but let's be real, it was sabotage. And studios don't like actors who go behind their backs. Now, let's talk about why Ryan isn't exactly respected by Hollywood's top directors. Legendary filmmaker Quentin Tarantino, yes, the guy behind Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill, once publicly roasted Ryan Reynolds in the most brutal way possible. During an interview, Tarantino was asked about Ryan's success in Deadpool, and instead of giving a typical Hollywood-friendly answer, he laughed it off and said, "Well, it's not like he's some amazing actor. He just plays himself." Ouch. Tarantino isn't the only big-name director who isn't a fan of Ryan. Martin Scorsese has also hinted that Ryan's brand of humor is too self-indulgent, and even Christopher Nolan has subtly dismissed him as a comedian rather than a serious actor. So, while Ryan might be a fan favorite, he's still struggling to earn real respect in Hollywood's elite circles. If you really want to know what someone is like behind closed doors, listen to what their exes have to say. And when it comes to Ryan Reynolds, his past relationships tell a very different story from the charming, self-deprecating comedian we see in interviews. ScarlettJohansson, the marriage that felt like a cage. Most people forget that Ryan Reynolds was once married to ScarlettJohansson, one of Hollywood's biggest stars. On paper, they were a power couple, but behind the scenes, things weren't as picture-perfect as they seemed. Scarlett has always been known for her independence, a strong, confident woman who carved out her own space in Hollywood. But after their divorce, she hinted that being with Ryan felt like she was dimming her own light to make room for his overpowering personality. She later revealed in an interview that during their marriage, she felt like she was walking on eggshells, always having to tiptoe around his moods and make sure he was comfortable. While she didn't call him out directly, insiders claim that Ryan has a deep need for control, which can be stifling in a relationship, especially with someone as independent as Scarlett, and the real red flag. Their divorce was swift and cold, no dramatic public fights, no drawn-out custody battles, they didn't have kids, just a clean break. It was almost as if Scarlett wanted to erase that chapter of her life entirely. Alanis Morissette, the song lyrics that reveal everything. Before Scarlett, there was Alanis Morissette, the Grammy-winning singer-songwriter famous for brutally honest breakup songs. And if you think her relationship with Ryan was just another Hollywood romance, think again. Ryan and Alanis were deeply in love, to the point where they got engaged in 2004, but in 2007, they called it off, and no one really knew why. Alanis was devastated, and instead of making public statements, she did what she does best: she wrote an album about it. Her album Flavors of Entanglement was basically a musical therapy session, and if you listen to the lyrics, it's not hard to see that she was heartbroken and maybe even betrayed. Songs like Torch and Knot, as we speak of deep emotional wounds, deception, and feeling lost after the breakup. Now, Alanis has never confirmed that these songs were about Ryan Reynolds, but let's be real, the timing lines up perfectly. And given Ryan's reputation for moving on quickly and always staying in control of his public image, it wouldn't be surprising if Alanis felt discarded and emotionally drained by the relationship. Did Ryan play the nice guy act in these relationships? Here's the thing, both ScarlettJohansson and Alanis Morissette are powerful, independent women, and both seem to have walked away from Ryan with a sense of exhaustion rather than heartbreak. That says a lot. Ryan's ability to present himself as the perfect, charming partner in public while potentially being a completely different person behind the scenes raises a lot of questions. Is his humor a shield? Is his laid-back persona just an act to mask his controlling tendencies? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is clear: his past relationships haven't ended with mutual admiration and warm nostalgia. Instead, they seem to have left his exes feeling drained, overshadowed, or even emotionally wounded. And that brings us to his current relationship with Blake Lively, because if Ryan has a pattern of needing control, how does that play out in his marriage? Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are Hollywood's golden couple. They seem playful, happy, and madly in love. But if we look beyond the social media posts and red carpet appearances, their relationship might not be as perfectly balanced as they want us to believe. Ryan's need for control. Ryan has always been known as someone who likes to be in control. Whether it's his career, his public image, or even his past relationships, he always seems to be the one calling the shots. And here's where things get interesting. Blake Lively isn't someone who takes a backseat in life. She's a strong, independent woman who built her own career before ever meeting Ryan, but despite being a successful actress, Blake has stepped away from major Hollywood roles in recent years. Sure, she's busy raising their kids, but some insiders speculate that Ryan likes to be the star of the show and might subtly influence the dynamics of their marriage. Think about it. While Ryan has continued to take on huge Hollywood projects, Blake has focused on entrepreneurial ventures like her non-alcoholic beverage brand. Could it be that Blake has strategically shifted gears to avoid clashing with Ryan's dominance? The social media strategy. One of the most interesting things about Ryan and Blake's relationship is how much of it is carefully curated for social media. We all love their hilarious trolling posts about each other, but if you really think about it, who is the one always leading the jokes? Ryan controls his narrative online. He portrays himself as the funny husband who constantly pokes fun at his wife, while Blake plays along. And let's not forget, when Blake does joke back, it's usually less intense than Ryan's roasts. Could it be that even in their playful banter, there's an unspoken power dynamic? Blake holds the real power. But here's the plot twist. Blake Lively might actually be the only person who truly knows how to manage Ryan Reynolds. Unlike his exes, she seems to understand his personality and navigate it in a way that keeps their marriage afloat. Insiders claim that while Ryan might seem like the dominant one in public, Blake knows how to keep him in check behind closed doors. There are even whispers that she sets the real rules in their marriage, keeping Ryan grounded and ensuring that his controlling tendencies don't take over their relationship. If that's true, then Blake is playing a very smart game, letting Ryan think he's in control while actually steering the ship herself. Is their marriage built on love or strategy? At the end of the day, Ryan and Blake's relationship is one of Hollywood's strongest, but that doesn't mean it's free from power struggles and control dynamics. The question is, does their marriage work because of love, or because Blake has figured out how to handle Ryan's need for control? And more importantly, will this balance last forever? Only time will tell. Ryan Reynolds has carefully crafted his image as Hollywood's favorite funny guy. But behind the humor, there are whispers of feuds, sabotages, and power struggles that suggest he may not be as lovable as he seems. So, what do you think? Is Ryan Reynolds hiding a darker side? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more celebrity deep dives.